Uh, hello. Welcome to the Duck Game stream for PS4. I suppose that I'll tweet that this is happening. One sec. All right. I'll make the sound work now. That would be... Maybe you guys already heard the sound. I didn't. I had it muted. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna be playing PS4 Duck Game Update. It just came out like, well, it was supposed to come out this morning. I think it might have come out last night, but that's okay. We're playing it now. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to jump into 4 players, and then we'll see if we can get a room full, and if we can't, then we'll go from there. Let's see. Yeah, we'll start with 4, because that 8 is just a lot to deal with it. We don't want to do that yet. I'll start by saying that I'm not going to say that I'm going to do a VOD this time. So I guess if you guys want one, you might have to record it yourself. Which I'm not going to stop anybody from doing that. I just don't want to post them on my own. So how's the levels and everything? Can you guys hear me compared to the game? I did like a little recording before I started, but since everything was not working, I kind of rushed through it. Okay, cool, awesome. Holy crap, we got a full room already too. This is a beautiful thing. All right. Here's hoping that nothing goes terribly wrong. I've actually played very little of this online so far because I've like tested the crap out of it on my own with like PlayStations in the house here, but I don't really have anybody to test with, and it's like really hard to do betas. Oh, somebody's already being burgers. Oh. No one's being frogs though. So yeah, I hope it works. I played a bit this morning and it seemed to work, and people seem to say that it works, so here's hoping. Alright, let's dance. I'm not a pro in my own game. I'm gonna do the best I can today, but my duck game skills have become embarrassing and bad. Thanks, Frog. Frog's Hat's still one of my go-to. It's usually either Frog's Hat, Dinos, Senpai, or Burgers. Or Swack. Swack is classic. Oh. I obviously, I turned off the controller quacking, because I had it on, and I figured that people would be complaining about a big loud quack echo every time I quacked if I had it. That would have been no good. I want this. No! ETA on Switch update. Yeah, man. That's coming for sure, because that... Yeah, like, I don't know, actually, this is something that was new to me, and I don't know if people knew this already, but the PlayStation 4 only supports 4 controllers plugged into it, so you can't actually play 8-player multiplayer, like, locally, no matter what, which sucks. So I'm really excited for the Switch version because you can hook 8 Joy-Cons up to that thing, and it is amazing. But that is not, that's not coming out yet. not real soon. Like, I want to get it out before summer, I think, because I've got it building with 8-player and I've tested it and it seems to be working, but like basically the Switch version's got to go through the same motions as the PS4 version did, so I have to make sure that all the new stuff is working and like up to spec, and then I have to send it to Nintendo and they have to say it's cool. That should be quicker though, because this PS4 update actually counted as a remaster, they call it, which means that it had to go through cert from scratch. But the Switch version should be just an update, so it should be a lot quicker. Oh my god. You earned that. I did very bad. Man, you got Captain on Switch and PC. That is wild. That's like, that means you've done Sniper 101 twice. And you could do it on PS4 now, because I'm not actually sure it was possible to do it before, because I think the old version lagged out so much that you couldn't even finish some of the things properly. But they work now. Oh, wow, that was lag. Oh, I don't think you can use 8 Pro-style controllers on the Switch, Frog. Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, but like I think that the Pro controller in the hardware, like, it counts as 2 controllers, I think. I wonder, though, because it's... Like, I mean, I guess I imagine in my head that they treat it like it's 2 Joy-Cons attached together, but maybe they don't. That'd be amazing if you could get 8 Pro... You can! Oh! Okay, wow, that's amazing. So you can hook up 8 Pro controllers to the Switch. It really is the best console ever made. I love the Switch. So much. I'm gonna try to do a balance here of playing decently and answering any questions, because I know last time I did the 4-hour stream I kind of like stuttered over everything and wasn't really paying good attention to either thing, so I was just playing bad and talking nonsense. That's a good way for that level to go, so I'm happy with that. Oh. El Stinko asks, is the console community similar to the PC community? Are they doing sick corner shots? You know, that's a good question. I've played online a few times and played with people like that, but I don't think it's quite like the PC version where absolutely everybody you play with is like that. Maybe now that the PS4 version works properly, it will become that way. Which, that would be awesome, because I actually have a lot of fun playing with people who do sick corner shots. Although, it can be pretty intimidating, and when everyone's like that, new players are like, I don't know what to do in this game. So, let's hope for a balance. I guess there's lobbies now, and I don't remember if I made it so you could name them. If I didn't, I should update it so you can, because then people could make their own lobbies and name them like noobs only and stuff. Thank you, Villager91. It's been a lot of fun working on the game, and I'm happy to have updated it for so long. It's kind of like... what I enjoy doing is working on Duck Game for the most part, and like it's only more recently that I've started to want to move on to new projects and stuff like that, but I've had a lot of fun, and I'm really glad that everybody's so into the game and that the updates actually get played and that people appreciate them, so thank you so much. Lovely. Oh, mentioning the gun jumper challenge in chat. The gun jumper challenge is the one where you it's an arcade challenge where you have like the Mag Blaster, like the big Judge Dredd gun, and basically you have to like fly through a level with it. That challenge, I think, was the funnest challenge to make. I enjoyed doing that one the most, and that one's especially fun because there was one night where me and Tater and a couple of guys were like sitting up on it because he realized that you can do a really weird clip that's extremely hard to do, and we were trying to figure it out because if he could get it down on that level, it would like beat the world record. And so we were up just like spamming this clip into this wall over and over again for like 3 hours. And he got it eventually. Oh yeah, yeah, Colin, you were there too. It's like, I think it was us three, and I don't remember if anybody else was there. And yeah, it was like, I could do the clip because I kind of figured out like, I got it through my head how the code was probably working with it, so it kind of made sense why the clip worked. But I couldn't do it reliably enough to make it useful, so it was like up to Tater to get it done. I'm just carrying a key around, like, trying to dodge your bullets. I need to do something. Oh, yeah. What a great place for a spring. Maybe you could just do a QA stream, not playing. No, I gotta try to play at the same time. Even if it is chaos. I also gotta try to... I gotta learn to, like... Because I could play the game, but then every time I look back at chat, I totally forget where I was. And, that happens when I'm like reading books and stuff too. I don't know if anybody has that, but like you'll... Like, are you ever reading something and you'll be like halfway down the page and then you'll look away for a second and you look back and you have absolutely no idea where on the page you were? It's like you were just looking at it, but your brain doesn't register like the vertical part of the page you're on. And like the chat's doing that same thing. Every time I look back at it, it's like a brand new wall of information. Okay, I died. Let's see. Oh man, yeah, El Stinko, are you saying like people are generally nice enough to teach you the tech if you ask? People are so nice online when it comes to stuff like that. It's like everybody just wants everybody to know everything so that they can all mess around together, which is really cool. Depending on what you do, sometimes people like you don't even need to just like run around and shoot each other. Cause like I was playing the PS4 version this morning, and I was playing with one guy, and like every time he would fall off the level by accident, I'd jump off with him, and so we'd have a draw. And he started like he started jumping off the level on purpose and like finding the quickest way to kill himself at the beginning every round. So we would just, it was like a competition to see who could kill themselves and have the other person get the point. Oh, I lost at chess. Oh yeah, the 4-platform target stomping challenges are... I enjoy them a lot, but they're hard, and they're like these are the ones where you have like the shoes, right? And you swing around and you bounce on targets in arcade mode. The worst thing about those is they're not deterministic, so when people do speedruns and stuff, you basically have to hope for a good seed. Even when I was setting the developer times, I think on some of those... I think on some of those I just got lucky. And it was like, oh yeah, like I think on the swing shoes, the original one, when I set the developer time on that one, I had such a sweet run going. Like, every target that was popping up was exactly where it needed to be. Did we lose someone at some point? I missed that. Oh yeah, we did. You know, I feel like actually, I used to do angle shots all the time, and I think trying to do them now is getting me killed, and I bet I would do a lot better if I just played horizontally for a little while. Oh, okay, yeah. I saw a problem with tape earlier where you could tape nothing. Oh yeah, because I think these question mark boxes, like if you look, sometimes I can tape what's already inside them. But I think it needs, there we go. Yeah, see? I've got nothing now. This game's trash. So yeah, that's on the list of things to fix in the next update. Woo! Oh, I assumed you were going to be coming with the shotgun. I haven't even actually looked at the names. I wonder if anybody in this is on the stream. Is anybody in chat and playing at the same time, or are these all like just random PS4 people? I don't even know. One of them I know is. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I wonder if I would have been able to get a full match if we weren't doing a stream right now. I'm not actually sure how many people are playing right now. Villager91 says, may I ask pronouns? Yeah. I honestly don't pay much attention to them, like, in regards to myself, but I go by he, him. But it's, gender is not really something that I attach a lot to personally, like, for my own, like, I don't really care about my gender that much. I kind of wish that gender wasn't really a thing. But I am a he, him for now. Yeah, I take it back, and I'm glad, like, it's not that I don't wish gender was a thing. It's more like, I wish that, I wish it wasn't a big deal, ever. And I think that we're getting there. It's becoming so it's not such a big deal, and it's something that's just, you know, part of people. It's something that they can enjoy and, like, have like not be afraid to talk about and stuff, which I think is awesome. It's one of the best things that we've got in our future, I think. Oh, I pressed quit and not lobby. I mean, I guess that's good because we want new people in, so. Yeah. I'll be host. We'll do 4 again. 4 is so nice. I'll do 8 next time, I promise. Because 8 is just, like, if I have trouble playing and talking with 4 people, with 8 people, it's like, oh my god. Oh, Colin says that Snow 11 really is a masterpiece. I think that's the chess one, right? That's the one with the, like the quad laser, or not the, yeah, the quad laser bullets that come in the side. That one, like, Snow 11, if you're playing it properly, it takes forever. Because you basically just need to, like, slowly get it up to the point where nobody can move without getting killed, and then it's just, like, a matter of who moves first. There's a bug I don't think is worth fixing. It's really fun. If you tape a hammer when you're running, you can turn around, and if you throw the hammer right when you turn around, you keep the momentum from when you started to skid. It basically gives you super speed. I've done that. That is a lot of fun. Tape is great because, like, it unleashes so much weird stuff from so many of the weapons, and I think that the sledgehammer is, like, the weirdest weapon. It was one of the earliest that I implemented, and I think that, like, I had a way that it was going to work in my head, but it did not end up working that way. And, so, like, the code is just super weird, and I basically got it to a point where it was working, and I was like, okay, that's good enough. Moving on to other weapons, and then, like, I fixed it over time, but there's still super weird stuff you can do with the sledgehammer. I am hosted, right? Uh-oh. Maybe I should never have disconnected. Or maybe I should re-host. I wonder if it didn't host properly for some reason or another. Well, I suppose if what you wanted was for me to do a Q&A without playing, then that might be what we're getting. Let's see here. Do people actually use the tongue on ice levels as tech? Because that would be amazing. I wonder what you could, like, I think that, because, yeah, if you had the spike helmet on, and you were on a snow level, and you and somebody else were falling off the level at the same time, and you were below them, I wonder if you could go ragdoll and lick the wall, and the person above you would fall onto your spike helmet and die. Because that would be amazing. Oh, Colin's got a video here of someone using the tongue for tech. Yeah, the levels on this clip are like... Oh, he's gonna do it! Oh, yeah, nobody can see what I'm watching here, but anybody who clicked the video... He's like going off the level and licks at the last second and saves himself. That's amazing. That's so good. I can't believe you can actually use the tongue for anything good. That's amazing. Oh, Othello asks, can the Switch, the PS4, and the PC connect together yet? No, they can't. I'm not sure that they ever will be able to, because I've talked about crossplay a few times, and it's something that I'm not sure I can do, because it's a ton of work. Like, you need to rewrite the way that the networking works in every version of the game, so that they can all talk to each other. I think it might require a separate service depending on the platform. I haven't tried doing it yet, but I know back when people first started asking for it, that's definitely how it was. You basically needed like a third-party server, and everybody would connect through that. And then I think that more and more the APIs that people have for game development on different consoles let you like, there's in the connection systems, there's ways to deal with connections that aren't actually coming from, say, another PS4 and stuff like that. But I think, honestly, even if it was super easy, the main thing that would make it super hard is that I'd have to update all of the versions at the same time. So, like, if I updated the PC version, I'd have to update the Switch version and the PS4 version, and they'd all have to basically come out at the same time. Otherwise, it would split the player base until I did so, which would be a lot of personal overhead doing that. It's something that I think usually when people do crossplay, they have like a publisher who's got resources to deal with stuff like that, or a team of people who basically just work on the game all the time. And unfortunately, it's just me on the game, so I don't think I can do crossplay. Wow, are we really gonna do 1v1? Kappa Man, you must be the guy from the stream, eh? I wonder. We'll wait a minute. But this answers my question earlier of, like, I wonder if I could get into a game with 4 people if I wasn't doing a stream, and I guess the answer is maybe not. And maybe not if I was doing a stream. I remember getting into an 8-player lobby before it was officially added to the game. So chaotic, but it was so novel, it was fun. Yeah. 8-player is like a whole different dynamic. It's party mode, extreme. It's like, no matter how good you are, it's so much fun because you can play with a whole bunch of people who are just amazing at the game, and like, it's like nobody can do good. It's just chaos, and so it takes the edge off. I'll give it 30 seconds to try to get one more person. Oh, actually, I'll just pick a hat. And then we're gonna start 3 players again. He's swag. Okay. We're going with 3. 8 players is gonna be tough. The next stream that I do, maybe I'll have to plan to load up the PC version too. Yay. Oh, of course. Yeah, Max XD. You can choose your duck color now. It's from the hat select, and that is a 1.5 feature. It's something that I had avoided doing forever, just because, like, the lobby stuff, every time I do anything with the lobby, it just, like I remember when Duck Game first came out on Steam, back in, like, 2014 or something, the lobby, like, getting people connected together was the biggest headache. Like, just days before release, we were having problems where, you know, people would connect and, like, one of the doors would never open, or a duck would be invisible and stuff like that. And so I kind of got, like, I kind of break out in a cold sweat whenever I think of changing lobby stuff. So, like, since having everybody have to be able to pick their duck color would have been a lobby thing, I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. That's just going to break it. But with 1.5, I kind of got over those feelings, because I was thinking, like, you know, this is an update that needs to fix things, and in order to fix things, I've got to not be afraid of changing lobby code. And yeah, it worked out, I think. And now you can change duck color, and there's spectators and stuff. And except I don't think I did spectators on PS4. Just because I was already worried about performance with the amount of bandwidth being sent for 8 players, so having 4 more to share that bandwidth with would have been too much. Except for the one round of 8-player where Tater kills everyone else. Oh yeah, and Argo and So. Yeah, I could see that. Even when Argo, So, and Tater are in the game, though, like, when you're playing 8-player, I feel like 75% of the time it's still just, like, they'll get killed in the first 2 seconds because of the madness. It's 8-player is, like, the only thing that brings players of all skill levels into, like, the same deep, dark pit of chaos. Oh, yeah, Hergberg just asked, anywhere specific you're taking questions from, or just the chat? I need to be more clear about that. I'm taking questions just from the chat. Sometimes I'll just start randomly reading something out of the chat, and it might just sound like I've got, like, multiple personalities, and my mind's just, like, going a different direction all of a sudden. And I apologize if that's confusing. I'll try to be more straightforward about when I'm reading the chat. I actually, you know, I should, if I'm gonna stream every now and then, I should watch more streamers, because I have a lot of respect for what they're able to do and, like, how they actually handle doing this, because I don't find it very easy to do, and they make it look easy. Especially one streamer who I have a lot of respect for is Jerma, because Jerma, like, I think he's the streamer that gives me the vibe most that he knows what he's doing. You know, like, it's his job, and he's a professional streamer, and he's extremely good at it. And I think what that means is that he's able to entertain a chat with, like, a blank screen. He doesn't need anything else. I can't do that. I think that's hard for a lot of people to do. Yeah, Jerma seriously is the most competent streamer ever. It's like, there's a lot of streamers who I respect, but he's definitely the first one that I watched, and I was like, this is how you do this professionally. I can't believe this level still exists. Like, this level is the most, like, my first custom level ever to be in the game. Like, it's one of the earliest levels that I made. And I love it, but it's, like, such a gimmick level, and it... Yeah. Every time I see it, it's very funny. Sorry. That felt like some bad timing. With the gun spawning just like that. It's been a very long time since I've seen an invisible duck now that I think about it, Frog on Lilypad said in chat. That's good to hear, because, you know, even when 1.5 came out, playing online, every now and then I'd be in a server and somebody would be invisible, and, like, that feeling of, like, being the person who's responsible for fixing this, and seeing someone invisible and being like, I don't know why that's happening. It's, like, that's, like, pit in the center of your stomach. Like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? You know, like, because the second you see that, like, how many other people are invisible? Is everybody playing the game and they're not seeing each other? Like, whew. Luckily, I think I fixed that, and, like, hearing you say that ducks aren't going invisible anymore is... That's so good to hear. You also... Frog on Lilypad also asked if there was any new stuff, or, yeah, if there's new stuff in the PS4 update that's not in the PC version. Not much. The main goal was to get the PS4 version good to go, and, like, on par with the... Here, let's go back to the lobby. Sorry, I'm just gonna cut off for a second because I want to open the door and see if we can get a fourth player in here. And if we can, maybe we should do 8? Let's see, if we can get 5. I mean, why am I doing that? I'm just gonna open all the doors. Yeah, there's not much new in the PS4 version. It's basically just 1.5. The main new thing is you can collect levels from people now. So when you're playing with people online, any levels, like any custom levels that you played with them, will appear in a playlist in the level select and in the level editor now. And you can press a button to basically save them to a playlist so that you can play them again later. So that way you can kind of like get the random internet level thing going on. Tmob03 asks, what's your favorite map? Yay, we got 4! I think. The door's spinning. Sorry, I cut off again. That heart-sinking feeling I was talking about, I get it every time somebody connects, because I wonder if this is going to be the time their door doesn't open. Oh, they didn't connect. I wonder... Uh-oh, and Bell's disconnecting. What happened? Oh boy. I don't like that. I think... Yeah. I get the feeling that they tried to connect together and something went wrong. I wonder if that's a gnat thing. That was really weird. Well, it's likely one of them will come back. So let's wait and see. My favorite map is, let's see if I can remember the number. 06, of course. Bunker 06 is my favorite map. In Bunker 06, you start in a bunker in the middle with everybody else, and there's spikes everywhere, and you have dart guns, and that's basically it. And you have to shoot each other into the spikes with dart guns. And I don't know, I like it a lot. I feel like I'm trolling sometimes when I say that because most people really don't like it a lot, but I genuinely feel like that level is what I'd want Duck Game to be. So I like that one. Let's go! I'm worried about those other people who disconnected. That's where I wasn't able to get my dev console connecting to the non-dev games. But if I had them connecting, then okay. If I had them connecting, then I could get a log, and then I could see what happened. It seems like I'm just gonna have to be playing this some more over the coming days to figure out if that's gonna be an issue. Just a heads up, other people's grapples aren't showing up. Not on PC, just here. Oh, really? Crap, okay. I'm gonna write that down along with the other thing. I wonder what the difference between PC and PS4 would be for grapples. Oh, someone's got it. Oh. Okay. I thought we were gonna start being nice for a second. Herdberg says, I guess I've always wondered what specific joke had the most development time sunk into it. You know, that question would have been easier to answer, I think, when I was deeper into development, because there was a few things that I was proud of having put so much time into that are basically nothing. I'm just trying to think of what they are. The tongue and everything that comes with it took a little bit of time. Like getting the basic tongue thing working okay wasn't too bad. But then like getting it to work with cold and like sticking to ledges and dealing with a lot of the bigger bugs that came from that took a couple of days. There was actually, it's not in the game, all the code for it is commented out right now, but there was something that I was working on to do with Chansey and some like, because I was gonna add a cheat system where you could go to Chansey in the arcade and you could tell him you wanted to put cheats in, and then you could push buttons to to put combos in to make different stuff happen. And there was one particular cheat that I had spent days implementing, like basically a whole storyline in the game to do with it. And it was like 1.5 was just about to come out, and it was either that or like a big update after 1.5, and I basically commented it all out because I came to my computer one day and I was like, this is so much and it's gonna break something. I just know it is. Like, I can't do this right now. But I still want to finish that and bring it back into the game one day. I won't say what it is right now because that would be a spoiler, but if you ever notice that there's a way to put cheats in the arcade, then expect some craziness. Sweet Reese, thank you for your kind comments on the game. It's been a lot of fun making it, and I'm glad that you've had fun playing it too. Thank you so much. You know, this is one of those levels where if I follow my instinct on that one, I get killed in the same way every time, and it's like, at what point should you change your instinct? My favorite thing to do is still just to take this gun and shoot it and throw it and have the bullets come out while it's flying through the air regardless of where they go. Oh, okay. It really does only ever get you killed, though. It's not very tactical. Oh my god, caught a stream with the man. Welcome, Botanot. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you. We're just playing on PS4 here. Unfortunately, there's not a ton of people playing, so we haven't been able to get an 8-player yet. I suspect that people put up with the PS4 version being janky for so long that the player base isn't huge right now, unfortunately. Oh, people hate this level too, because people just come to the top of this level and they pick up the green gun and they just that one. there's a few tournament map packs that have all the levels with basically the spawns are just put in more safe, like fair places, and the random boxes are removed. But on that level, the green gun's not at the top anymore. And that's the only one that I've noticed, I think, where there's like a drastic change to the level, which is a strong statement. Yeah, the green gun really is, like, Colin says people love that level, they just hate the green gun. It's funny because I figured that the green gun, you know, I figured you could actually learn to use it in a way that was, like, legit, but I've never done it. Every time I kill with the green gun, I either kill myself or, like, I get a fluke kill, and it never feels like I did a good job with the green gun. It's kind of a mess. Oh. See, I can still do angle shots technically, but I can't pick what degree they go anymore. Green gun user is still a top insult. That last thing I said was also from the chat. I really want the Frog on Lilypad really wants the donut levels, but he can wait. That's I don't know if the donut levels are ever. There's a donut tile set and a bunch of donut levels that I was making way back that are basically like they're just a bunch of challenge levels that use the donut tile set, and they're super hard. Like ridiculous obstacle courses and stuff. He did a donut hat as well, actually. That, oh, you know, I never figured out how to unlock that one. I don't think you can get it yet. I am so sorry. I'm pretty sure that Froggo's donut hat was supposed to be in this PS4 update. I already have a few things written down, actually, that I am patching ASAP, so... I just wrote it down. Donut hat is in the next update. Nico says, surely Chansey can't break the game more than I have already. I assume that's in reference to that crazy Chansey stuff I was trying to implement. I think you're right. I don't think he can break the game more than that, but... the way he breaks the game is not so much fun. I was worried that he was gonna make people crash online and stuff. I guess you could do that. I was worried it was gonna happen a lot. Hergberg says, I absolutely need to know what's the closest you've ever come to duck lore in this game. There's definitely some lore. I'm just gonna drink a water here. Let's see. The lore, which actually, unfortunately, is a bit broken now, is that all of the ducks are in virtual reality. So when you're in the like hat select room, where you're running around in the lobby before the match, those are real ducks, like they're alive. And then when you play the game, these are all virtual ducks. And when you go to the rock throw, they get out of VR and they come out to the rock throw to throw their rocks. So when a duck gets crushed in the rock throw, when your rock bounces off the wall and stuff like that, that duck's really dead. Because that's not VR. And the same went for the lobby. Like when someone killed someone in the lobby, they were really dead. But the lobby, I suppose, has since become VR because people respawn in the lobby now, which is not very realistic. But that's the main lore that I have for duck games, that the game part's actually VR and that the rock throw is real. And basically that all of these levels that we play here, they're in VR because this is like what the duck universe used to be like, but now it's just like an apocalyptic future, so they don't have any of this stuff, so they gotta like play in VR to get it. They basically are just like in underground caverns, and they've got their rock dome that they play their duck game sport in. But their homes are not nearly as nice as this city level. I guess in the real duck game world, I think their lives are a lot more like they'd live in the bunker levels. This like works on your back. Oops. We got a one-man band going here. Oops. Sometimes I just can't bear to end a band level with violence. It's just not right. That's not how it was supposed to go. MaxXD asks, when you play locally and the round ends, what determines John Mallard's highlights? This is something I've talked about a few times too. There's like a coolness variable in the game that basically anytime you do some random stuff, you get coolness for it. Like I think kills get it, and then if you get kills in quick succession, like depending on how close together they are, it's like a multiplier. And then there's just a bunch of other little random things like how much you move around and quack, and like how often you're on fire and stuff like that. And then yeah, it like puts all that stuff together and then calculates a coolness factor, which unfortunately the Sportstron computer usually ends up somewhere either at 0 or at 1. So it'll either say that was the most boring game I've ever seen, or that was insane. I can't believe it. How could it be more exciting than that? There actually are dozens of middle ratings that it can do, they just never happen. I've seen the middle ratings happen maybe 5 times in my history of playing Duck Game. Matt Monkey 24 asks, how is Adult Swim as a game publisher? Where's me? Oh, this is a Drawbreaker, isn't it? Nice. Adult Swim is a publisher. Well, unfortunately, they're not all that they used to be. They've changed a lot over the years. Like, they've been through a lot of like companies changing hands and stuff like that. I guess I won't say too much, but the main thing is that I don't like, they used to be right on board, like behind me doing everything, messaging me, being like, you know, when's the update coming out? We're thinking we'll do this and that, and like, you know, stuff would happen. But unfortunately, everybody there is just like tapped with work now, and it's crazy how much stuff they have to do. So it's a lot harder to get support from them now, which is unfortunate. But they still did help, and they're the reason why this update was able to happen. Like, they did a bunch of testing on it, and Eric, the guy I'm working with right now, he's awesome. And it's not his fault. It's just kind of like the amount of stuff that they have to do right now. So I guess it's a mixed bag. Like, they've been a wonderful publisher, but Lucid Dream, can I get an invite? Oh, we're playing on PS4. And I don't have you as a friend on here, so if you want to join, if you are on PS4, you should be able to just find the lobby. Yay! Nice. Yeah, come on in. We'll wait for you. I will say that Adult Swim games, back when they first picked up Duck Game and before that, they were awesome. Like, everybody who worked there was so dedicated, and they were so excited that they were going to get to... Is this person not going to load again? Is someone else going to crash out now? Sorry, I'm distracted. I just want 4 people in this game so bad. Was that you connecting, actually? Lucid, was that you connecting? Oh, you're in. All right, awesome. Yeah, Adult Swim Games was incredible. I was really excited to be working with them back in the day, because they were kind of like, you know, it was more about finding cool games and less about making a ton of money. So they would publish all kinds of stuff, and there was so many interesting games that came out with them back in the day. Unfortunately, I think what happened is that, you know, they took risks over and over again, and a lot of game development stuff, I think, comes down to luck for everyone, right? Like, whether or not it takes off and becomes successful. And I think they got unlucky enough times that, you know, they weren't making a lot of money, and I think the higher up people were looking at that and they were thinking, you know, why are we doing this Adult Swim Games thing? It doesn't seem to be taking off. Even though so many good games came out on it, I think it's just like the amount of money that an indie game makes in general, I don't think is enough to impress a businessman, unfortunately. Oh! Happy. True fans memorize the entirety of editor.cs, says Nico. Oh no. Oh, you don't actually have the editor.cs memorized, do you? Because, oh god. So editor.cs That's .cs is .c#, so that's like that's the name of the level editor class in Duck Game, and that has got to be the messiest class in the game. Like, every time I add something new to the editor, I don't do it the right way. I just wedge it in there. And it's bad. Oh, see, I had dreams of the TV being good on this level with the shoes, but then I like to throw objects up while I put my shoes on, and if you throw the TV up while you're putting your shoes on, it comes down and it crushes your head. Aravalo says, my interpretation of Duck Game lore was that the ducks were killing themselves in the moon, which is looking for a lobby. The work for buying stuff for their rooms and for their children. Little people that come out from eggs. That I like. It's like the Duck Game is a job that they do that like afford to raise their little men. I really like that. That really does make sense given the scenario. Like, it's funny because I haven't actually thought much about how the level up screen and the Duck Game universe fit into each other. Except for Vincent, of course. I've thought about him, but the little man part is, it's like purposefully obtuse, I think. Like, it's something that I haven't put a lot of thought into on purpose. Just because I thought if I did put more thought into it, it would start to make sense, which would be a shame. I got a trophy! Trophies work! Incredible. Oh. Ah. Isn't that usually how it goes, where the smoke clears and you're like, oh, I'm alive! And then, no, you're falling off a ledge. Any chance of Duck Game to be on PS Plus? DS Yuri asks. I want it to be. This is actually something, though, that has come as a surprise to me. Is that I'm not actually able to ask for that to happen, and I don't think my publisher can either. I think when a game's on PS Plus, it's like up to Sony. So I'm hoping that we'll be offered the opportunity to do that. Because if we do get offered the opportunity, I'm absolutely down to have the game on PS Plus. I also want to put the game on sale, but that's another thing that we can't just do. It's something we have to ask for, and that's in the works right now. So I'm hoping that the game will have a nice sale soon. My tombstone! Oh! Matt Monkey says Adult Swim's best stuff comes when they don't care about money, take risks, etc. So that makes sense. Yeah, that's kind of what the best part about Adult Swim is. Or was, or I'm not sure what the state is right now, but they would, you know, they've got that, like, who cares attitude, right? Where it's like, we've got these shows like 12 Ounce Mouse and stuff that are just horrendous looking. Like, you thought South Park looked bad, watch 12 Ounce Mouse. And like, the fact that that can exist is amazing to me. That is like so freaking awesome. And Adult Swim's all about that. It's like, let's take a chance. And so a lot of cool stuff comes from them, and that's why it was really exciting to be working with their games division too, and like to be a part of that, because I knew that that mentality was there, and that was going to lead to a lot of cool stuff. But I think it's that attitude itself which ended up being trouble for Adult Swim games, because it's like, at the end of the day, I guess when you're working with a big company, you know, you gotta make money, because otherwise big company people who care about lots of money they're not gonna like the fact that you're not being a part of that money-making thing. just the reality of big business stuff. And that's why it's nice, I guess, when you see like say a publisher who's not under anyone, like Adult Swim Games is under Adult Swim, right? And Adult Swim is under Turner, or they were. Now they're under Warner Brothers, and that means that the people who are in charge of, like, you know, firing everybody if they want to, know nothing about games and don't necessarily care about them, which is a little bit scary. Whereas, like, with a lot of game publishers, you'll get game publishers that are, like, at the top of the umbrella, right? Or else they'll be under a big company that also publishes games, and that company's under a big company that also publishes games, so those situations are nice because at the top of the chain there's always someone who knows about games and cares about them, usually. Which means it's a lot less likely for publishers to do something that's like, why on earth would that happen? Othello asks, how does it feel for this company to own your game, if that's correct? They own... Let's see. I think Adult Swim Games owns, like... They don't own the IP, so like the intellectual property. I am allowed to make Duck Game 2. I think I have to ask them if they want to publish it first. And they have to, you know, we have to come to some agreement, but if I don't like it, then I can go with someone else for Duck Game 2. Whereas for Duck Game 1, I have to go through them for everything. Like Adult Swim has to see the builds, and they have to say it's okay to go on this platform and this and that. So they kind of like, I think they own the code, essentially, or I don't even know if that's what it is. It's like, the contract's not so obvious of what exact part they own, but they own Duck Game 1. And that, how that feels is, you know, it's a bit weird, obviously, because, you know, like with this stuff I'm talking about where all this turmoil is going on with the publisher, right? Like, that's a bit scary, being the person who's making the game, because you don't know what's going to happen in the future, you know? Like, when I started doing this PS4 update, I wasn't actually sure if I was going to be able to do it, you know, because like a lot of stuff was changing there, and I was out of touch with them, and I didn't know who to even talk to anymore. And so when I went to do it, I was thinking, you know, I might send them a message and say, I'm doing a PS4 version, and then just nobody ever gets back to me, and then what? Like, they've got all the... They're the ones who push it to the store and stuff, so without them, I couldn't do it. Luckily, that didn't end up happening. You know, they're still working with me, and all the things are good, but I think that's the main thing I'd say about, like, working with a publisher and having them be in charge of stuff is you never know what could happen. And usually it's okay, but, you know, it's a risk. But I'm glad I did it. I don't have any regrets. I really liked Adult Swim Games, and I really like the people who are still there. And yeah, would I recommend working with a publisher? I'd say yeah. Like, personally, it worked well for me, and I think just the way my mindset is, I really like to, like, I don't like to use the word perfectionist, because I don't think that I make things perfect, because I don't think anything could be perfect, but I like things to be the way that I want them to be, right? Like, I've got a vision, and if something's not working the way I like it, it's not because I think it's working bad. I think I just look at it and I think, oh, well, I wish it worked this way instead, right? So, the heck am I talking about? I lost track. What did this have to do with my publisher? Let's see. There's a way that I like the game to be. Is there another question? I'm sorry, like, this is something my brain does. Like, sometimes it'll just go off the rail. Yeah, no, that's definitely the same question. I'm just gonna play Duck Game until my memory comes back to me. I think my kill death ratio might be going up. Oh, and now it's back down. Oh yeah! I remember! Okay, so the reason why I like having a publisher is because I am not a perfectionist, but I like things to be the way that I want them to be, which means that I obsess over stuff, which means I'm constantly changing things in games and in projects that I'm making, and I feel like without someone to rope me in, I get carried away and stuff never gets done. So, yeah, having a publisher is nice because once you have a publisher, they say, you know, this needs to happen. Like, we're paying you to get something done, you've got to get it done. And so there's that big boy pressure to finish it, you know? And so, like, there's a lot of stuff in Duck Game. Like, when it first was coming out, the online had some bugs in it, and I was worried. I was really worried. I was like, you know, it's broken. No one's going to play it. They're going to hate it. The online's totally broken. And Adult Swim Games guys were like, no, it's fine. Like, you're too worried about it. It's all right. Everything's going to be okay. We're not pushing the release date. It's coming out. And I was like, this is the worst thing ever. Having a publisher is so awful. But then, you know, when it came out, they were right. I was obsessing over it, and the online wasn't as bad as it seemed, and we fixed it in a couple of patches, and that was it, you know? And who knows how long I would have taken to release the game if it was up to me, but they said enough is enough, you know, and they got the game released. I'm gonna open a couple slots for a minute. So yeah, I like having a publisher keeps you accountable, especially if you're working with dedicated people who care about games. It also makes you excited to be making games, you know, because you're part of, like, there's a bunch of people who care about what you're doing, and you care about it, and you know, they're helping you and you're helping them. It feels like it's your duty to do something. And like, money-wise, I suppose they take a fairly significant cut, and I think that's usually a thing with publishers, that the cut is fairly significant. But they did a lot, you know, and they got the game to shows. Like, so much of this game was made, so much of this game was made by playing it with people at shows, you know, like at conventions and stuff. We'd set the game up and I would stand around playing with people constantly, and I would go back to my hotel room at night and I would change things in the game that I didn't like and bring it back, and we'd play it again, you know, and the game wouldn't be anywhere near where it is today if it wasn't for that. And that, I don't think that could have happened without Adult Swim. And I would never go back. Like, I have no regrets about the whole thing. I'm very happy, even if things aren't like they used to be. Frog on Lilypad says he'd like to think that Warner cares about games. They have to understand it's another thing that people want to pay for entertainment, and that, like everything else, they deal with it. Or that it's for entertainment like everything else they deal with. That's true. That is true. I guess it's like, maybe it's not so much that Warner doesn't care about games. I think our priorities might be different, is the main thing. Like, because there is always a risk in game development that you're going to end up with somebody who cares less about like independent development, which I guess means more like small development. Because I feel like as soon as you get corporate and big like Warner and stuff, then maybe more what they're worried about is like, oh, you're making a game, you know, like, and it's a duck game, like maybe why is it just generic ducks, you know? How come it's not like Looney Tunes is WB, right? So it would be like Daffy Duck. It's like maybe the ducks should be like Daffy Duck, and then you could have like other IP characters in the game, right? Which is cool. Like, if that ever happened, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't want to make an IP game, but IP games aren't necessarily bad. I just think that that's like, you know, when you get a big company, I just imagine a businessman looking at something and saying, you know, why aren't we trying to boost sales by using something that people know? It doesn't make it bad, just kind of makes it not really my thing. I never really realized it before, but this level is probably the most old random level looking level in the game. Like, at a glance, it looks like one of the old random levels. Oh. I got it! It dinged! How do you put things on your back? DS Yuri asks. You can put things on your back by getting a holster. Holsters are a new item in DG 1.5, and it's like an equipment that you wear. And then when you have it, you can press up to aim up. And then if you press grab or throw, it'll put the item on your back. I deserve that. Yeah. There's also a new holster called a power holster, which lets you, when you quack, it'll activate the item in your power holster, so you can have a gun on your back shooting and stuff, which is, I won't lie, it breaks a lot of stuff. But it's getting better. Ooh. Man, this hat actually, someone sent me a picture the other day, and somebody's friend had gotten a tattoo of this brick hat on their arm, which is just amazing and wild. It's really cool too, because I feel like as far as the hats in this game go, it is like, it's the best tattoo hat. It's like a cool guy smoking a cigarette, which is fucking rules for a tattoo. Pardon my language. Oh! No way! That's... Holy crap, okay. That's awesome. That was you. That was Lucid Dream. Okay, so then you're the one wearing the hat, right? Oh no, you're not. That's like a coincidence. That's not your friend, is it? Green Day is someone else, right? They're not your... Or, not Green Day. Green Friday Films. That's quite the name. Green Day Films. Okay, that'd be awesome if he could come. I would love to play with him. Heads up, that chest plate that got shot off didn't go completely invisible, says Colin. That's something I can look at. That's something I've never given any attention, I don't think. I think the code that makes the chest plates disappear is like not technically synchronized. It's one of the many things that kind of just like works. It just happens to work, not because I made it work. And so it doesn't work sometimes, which is crummy. Nico is asking, are there new songs, or have I not listened to the Duck Game OST in 500 years? That could be the case. There's been new songs since 1.5. There's no new songs in the PS4 version. Just 1.5 added like 7 or 8 new songs. This is definitely one of the new songs. This one's Winter City Lights. And this one's fun because it actually it works on hardware. Like this is recorded off of a Sega Genesis. Oh, and Pseudonym and Frog on Lilypad, no Green Friday. Cool. I like the term Green Friday. I'm not sure what it means, but it's like, it's a good era. Oh, well, that was gonna happen. Alice says that your voice is much higher pitched than I expected, honestly. Yeah. I'm not sure why. It's, I think that I tried to do that, like, helium balloon trick when I was a kid and it never recovered. Whoa, I got high. That's the end of that. Oh, Frog on Lilypad says he'd get the frogs as a tattoo if anything. Frogs would be a good one. That's like, I think that's something I could get down to get a tattoo of, actually. Like, not necessarily the frog's hat, but like the amazing frog. That's like, that's something that's withstood the test of time as something that I care about, I think. So that's the sort of thing that should be a tattoo, right? I really respect people who get tattoos, honestly. It's like, that's like seriously a commitment to do that. And I've heard it gets easier after you get more than one, but like, I can just like, I can't think of what would, like, Amazing Frogs actually maybe the first thing I've thought of that's like, yeah, I'd get a tattoo of that. Like maybe Sonic the Hedgehog or something. There's always that worry they know that you're gonna go get your first tattoo and then it's gonna be like, oh, I actually don't like it that much. Like, what was I thinking? But then I guess that's the point where you go and you get tons of tattoos and then it doesn't matter that a few of your tattoos aren't your favorite. Which, I think if I could get to that point, then it would be cool. It's like Lays or whatever, you can't get just one. Oh, I always come into the room when there's a live grenade ready to blow up. Okay, this is serious time. This is the level. I wonder... Oh, one down. It's gonna go quick. Oh no, not like this. Not like this. Oh no. Oh, I can't remember. Is there a bullet that... I think this platform's safe, or does this bullet come later? Oh no. Oh no! Oh, that was not the right answer. Well, I'm not good at chess either, so... If that level is indeed somewhat like chess, then that part translates. Oh. Oh no, I wanted to wear that. Othello says, I love the DG OST. One day I might get a physical YM2612 player just for the DG OST once it comes out. That reminds me, are you still going to release the OST? Yeah, I want to. That's something that, there was some, like, I was going to do a record with some guys, like for the OST. The same people who did the Kingsway record I was talking to, Ship to Shore Co. But I don't know if that's happening anymore now, and I know, like, with them, I'd want to discuss the OST on Bandcamp, like, with them if I did that, if I was still working with them on that, but I think it's time I sent them an email and I see if we're going to do the record or not, because if it's not happening, then I should just release the OST on Bandcamp right away. You said that you wanted to get a YM2612 player just for the DG OST, though, and that might not work, because there are a few songs that would work on hardware. Let's see, I think Emerald 2 is one. Winter City Lights, a bunch, like pretty much almost all of the new songs work on hardware, like Barry's Boots and Factory Kids and Yuzo Koshiro is My Hero. But I don't have VGM exports of all of them, and certainly like 75% of the music in this game is just made with it's made with a 2612 emulator, like Jenny VST, but it's it wouldn't actually run on hardware. Like this song uses like a dozen instances of the VST and like stereo panning and stuff like that, so it'd be fun to try to make a version of it that ran on actual hardware. But I guess what I'm saying is that, Othello, if you do get a YM2612 player, then I can send you a couple VGMs from DG, but not too many. But there's still tons of good stuff to play, and I highly recommend it. They're awesome. But only if you're super into YM2612 stuff, because honestly, the emulation now, especially if you use like eGeeks plus GX stuff, is almost perfect. Like, I can have the hardware and the emulator next to each other, and I can flip them back and forth, and I can barely tell. But it's still cool as hell to have a chip actually playing it. And Pseudonym says getting multiple tattoos strengthens your immune system because you give yourself mild ink poisoning. That's awesome. That is a benefit. It is, I like tattoos more than ever. I would not mind having mild ink poisoning. Alright. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do one more round. I'm going to go back to the lobby. I'm going to open it up for all of 1 minute. And then one more round because I actually, my friend Andrew, he's coming over at like 6:30-ish. And we're going to play Elden Ring, so... I'll keep being swag, it'll just be confusing otherwise. Maybe I should just start. I'm worried that people are gonna dump out of the lobby. Any way to unlock... DS Yuri asks if there's any way to unlock things without doing the challenges. It's too difficult. You know, there's not right now, I don't think, but I was actually... I was gonna add, like, cheats for the, cheats for testers to use, because, like, when they were testing the PS4 update, they were like, oh, you know, we want to test to make sure the hats work, but we can't finish the challenges, you know, so is there a way to unlock them? And I'm going to add a cheat that you can use to just go into the arcade and, like, give yourself whatever trophies you want. And I think that I will make that also let you just unlock modifiers and stuff like that, and I'll make that open information, so if anybody who doesn't want to deal with that can just, like, go get them, because, like, this is the same thing as, like, when you're playing Smash Bros. Or, like, some other game at a friend's house, and they've got a new save, and it's like, oh, you don't have any of the fun stuff unlocked. Or, like, Guitar Hero is the worst for that. You load it up and you've got, like, 5 songs. Bird Eagle says, me and my brothers have loved Duck Games since it came out for PC years ago. Just came in quick to send my appreciation and thanks for making such a fun game. Well, I'm not sure if you're still here or not. Thank you so much. Thank you. That means a lot. It's honestly, I had a lot of fun making the game and playing it with people, and, like, I'm so glad that you guys have been able to enjoy it. So thank you. Greg Ant asks what were my favorite games as a kid. That's super easy. That would be like Sonic. I like Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles the most, I think, but I played Sonic 2 the most. Obviously Toe Jam and Earl, like Thunder Force games, Shinobi, although I'm not super into Shinobi gameplay-wise. The music is amazing because it's Yuzo Koshiro. And then Roller Coaster Tycoon actually is probably my favorite game of all time. Just the original one, and then like 2 is just a better version of Roller Coaster Tycoon 1, so. But Roller Coaster Tycoon is incredible. It's like, that is, if anybody has their games that like chill them out, like their Zen games that just make them feel better and like everything's gonna be okay, that's Roller Coaster Tycoon for me. Oh yeah, and James Bond 3. How could I forget? But James Bond 3 does not chill me out, because James Bond 3 is very difficult. I just want to say also that I am so happy that the PS4 version seems to be working. I half didn't sleep last night thinking about how bad this could go today. But it seems to work! Hooray! Celebration! Seems. Yeah, I've learned to have a pessimistic attitude towards whether or not my own changes are going to be any good. Because I just, like, I do my best, but no matter how much I test, you know, sometimes stuff just sneaks through. And then all of a sudden some real obvious things are breaking, and I'm just like, how did I not see that? Oh, that wrecks everything. I need to do a patch right away. And I'm definitely going to do a patch, because there's some stuff I want to fix, but I think, I guess the game, I think, is in a state right now where people can have fun with it, regardless of the things that I'm going to patch, and that's great. That is a relief. Yeah, Lucid Dream says he's gonna play Elden Ring after this as well. Elden Ring is the best game I have ever played in my life. That's not to say that I think it's for everyone or anything like that. Like it is a very specific kind of game, and I think I just like it because I like the other Souls games. But like, I don't think that I've ever played a game that delivered more on what I wanted a game to be than Elden Ring. Like, I'm so happy with that game. From Software, they are like, you know, like if Elden Ring hadn't come out, I wouldn't think that it was possible to make a AAA game that big and that tight. Blew my mind. Frog on Lily Pad, yeah, it's Andrew Moorish is coming over. He's like my only friend. Him and I hang out like every other day. Which is awesome, because he's great, but... yeah, if you ever wonder if I'm saying that I'm doing something with a friend, it usually means it's with him. Oh, Othello says at least having a higher quality export of the OST rather than the low bitrate OGG files would be epic. Yeah, it would. The OGG files are so trashy. I mean, OGG's fine, but my OGGs are not that nice. I should honestly just re-export the soundtrack. Some of it actually, though, is like with Comic and a few other songs in the OST, I think that the OGGs are like the highest quality versions of those songs that exist. Because the project files, I lost them on a train. I left my backpack on a train and they're gone, so I've been working on remaking Comic from scratch. I think I've mentioned that before, but I haven't finished. Lucid Dream, I have not played Beyond Oasis. Sounds familiar though. We have to look that up. Nico says, don't worry, it'll break in a month for no reason. That's the truth. That's another thing. That's like, he's referring to how I was saying that I worry about the game breaking all the time. He says it'll break in a month for no reason. That's like using XNA. Someone asked a while ago, I think, that if I was still using XNA, and yes, I am. I'm using Monogame now, but Duck Game's still in XNA. But as I was saying, the Duck Game did just break randomly for no reason because Microsoft had released a patch that basically broke XNA games, and I had to do an update for it just to change it so that whatever I was using in XNA that doesn't work wasn't being used anymore. So every time I do an update, I try to take more of XNA out and replace it with other things. Monogame luckily does not have those problems, and I would have changed the game over to use Monogame if it wasn't going to break all the mods. Whoa, Elise, you got Duck Game off Discord? That's crazy. There used to be a Discord version of Duck Game way back when that like you could do the matchmaking and everything through Discord's APIs, and it came out and it only ever had like, I don't even know if it had one update, and then Discord Nitro basically just died, so that was it. That poor Forsaken version of the game, but that's really cool that that's the first version you played and that it introduced you to it, because that means that, you know, if Discord hadn't done that, then we wouldn't know each other, so that's really cool. And it's cool you got to meet Dord through that too, because that, not knowing Dord would be a huge shame, because Dord's the best. Ah. Where's Mr. Duck? I need him to teach me how to do angles with this thing. Oh no! Green Friday Films is down. Well, it's the last match, so if people start dropping, then I guess it's the time to do it. Oh, Othello! Othello says he remade a lot of the comic song stuff in MIDI. I would love to get that MIDI, yeah, because like I didn't know that. That's awesome. I heard you did the video for SFS 2002. I really like the way it sounds with piano like that. It's cool that you're going through the work to transpose them into MIDI like that. Oh yeah, Argo, hey! I saw you came in like way back. I'm glad you're still here. How's it going, man? That's it. If I'm missing anybody in the chat, I apologize. It really is like... It's awesome that I can just do a random stream like this and like the gang's all here. You guys are the best. Ah. Oh, Colin says the guns still get stuck in midair on the PC version for some reason, even though I patched that a while ago when 2 people grabbed them. Damn. Really? That bug. That's like... That one's been there since the very beginning. And basically, I think I've mentioned that before too. Like when a gun gets stuck in the air and then nobody can touch it anymore, what happened is essentially like in Duck Game, when you pick up something, you kind of become the server for it, and then when you put it down, you're the server for it till somebody else picks it up. And when there's a gun floating in the air, it means that nobody thinks they're the server for it, which means that it's just lost in some limbo where everybody will forever think that somebody else owns it. And I thought I'd gotten to the bottom of what was causing that in terms of like when people were swapping guns, but hopefully it at least happens less now. Yeah, no, Othello, it's totally cool that you're distributing MIDIs of the Duck Game soundtrack stuff. Like that, I think it's so cool that you're doing that. And I have absolutely no problem with it. And then, like, I'll honestly just say right now, like, with pretty much anything I've ever done, I don't care what people do with it. I'm honestly honored and thrilled and happy that people are enjoying it and doing whatever they want with it, because I think that's what art's for. And, like, my music, any music that I've ever made, like, everybody could do whatever they want with it. I don't mind. Speaking of music... Where did the music go? Is this a bug? I'm writing this down. I wonder if the game plays every song once and then it's done. I wonder if maybe if I can... It's kind of eerie not having the music. That's better. Oh yeah, Javito says, I love the little details. Like after playing 130 hours, I still discovered that you can close the eyes of fallen ducks. That was so secret for so long. Oops. I think it took forever for people to figure that out. And then it took even longer for me to synchronize it properly online. But as of 1.5, it works. Ta-da! Oh. That Alice says that you can make mods require other mods in the workshop as to allow you to use the other mod's items, and if you don't have the other mod, it just crashes the game, I guess, instead of downloading the mod like it should do. That's serious. Thank you for bringing that up. As soon as I get killed, I'm gonna write that down. Thank you. Oh, see you later, Argo. Thanks for coming. Stream's pretty much gonna end here anyway. It's for anybody who didn't hear, I gotta be out of here before 6:30. But I will be I'll be streaming again tomorrow actually at 10 a.m. PST, which I think is like 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. EST, and then I know it's like 6 p.m. GMT plus 1. Other than that, you might have to look up the times if you're interested, but I'll be streaming then too. And yeah, depending on how it goes, I guess I might play some PC version, I'm not sure. Probably just stick to PS4. Yeah, Nico definitely gets how the gun synchronization stuff works. I think if I ever died, like, Nico could make this game without me. I think he knows everything about it. I like to imagine that his code's a lot better than mine, too. Oh, Colin says that the guy who made Pond.gg got the game from got game on PC from him. Man, thanks for giving it to him. That's awesome. That PonGG is super cool. I don't think I'll ever add real chat to the, like, or not real chat, but like official chat, you know, like in-game chat to the Switch or the PS4 versions, because there's something about the way that the communication is when you're just kind of like running around and quacking and stuff that I love the simplicity of it, and I think that if I ever added chat, it would be like through little emoji bubbles and stuff, but it's really cool that PonGG lets you do text chat with whoever you want through like a separate thing. And the fact that it's like a weird visual chat with like ducks and hats and stuff is so cool. It's not playing Vincent's song, so it just stopped the music, and it's really eerie now. Obviously, I need to debug the music stuff, because it seems like it's good at first glance, but then it stops working. That's not surprising, because the music implementation in Monogame's PS4 stuff was actually not working properly. It was crashing the game for me randomly, so I had to rewrite it, and I did not rewrite it very well. I rewrote it not to crash, but obviously I didn't rewrite it for durability. I want this tree. Okay. Well, that's gonna be the last match for today. I'll hang around in the chat for a couple more minutes here. Get a drink of water, so I'm losing my voice. Oh yeah, the flower in the barrel of the guns is another thing that is like would have taken people forever to find. I almost shouldn't have told anybody about it, but then I suppose nobody would ever find it. Also, Othello, he's saying that he wished he could do more of the soundtrack in MIDI form, but listening to every part of the song is a lot of work, and he's thinking of phasing that out. Yeah, I get that totally. Sometimes I'll like a song so much that I want to do a cover of it in like Jenny or something like that, and I usually don't get to the end. It's like I'll do the chorus or something and be like, all right, I'm satisfied, but that was a lot of work. Oh, Othello says also that his friend found his friend who was obsessed with ducks found Duck Game by searching duck on Steam. And that's why he knows about the game. That's amazing. Man, it's crazy the way people find stuff. I always wondered if people use Steam search. I use it sometimes, but like usually only when I'm trying to find something that I know the name of. That'd be fun to just like type random words into it. Joe Bell Prize, thank you. He says he's bought Duck Game 3 times and it's in his top 5 of all time. Thank you so much. That means a lot. That's a lot of times to buy the game. That's like as many times as you can buy the game, I think, unless you paid for Discord Nitro back in the day to get it. Oh no, and then you could buy it on Ouya too. So you could buy it 4 times technically, or 5 times technically. But 3 is like basically as many times as you can buy it. So that means you own them all. Thank you, man. Is Nico gonna get invited to the official development team? Oh, Colin says that some of the spring changes that I made in 1.5 still haven't been reverted. Damn, man. I remember that. I'm gonna go back into our chat logs and I'm gonna look that because that. I didn't realize I hadn't switched that back yet. Thank you for the heads up. I got that written down. There's no reason for the springs to be messing up speedrun stuff. And general tech stuff. Oh yeah, as Alice is saying, some of the modders, or Alyssa, some of the modders would probably find out about the flower in the gun barrel thing by looking at the game code. It's very true. That's like, I've come to the point where anytime people find something in a game, like there was, I just watched a video on Elden Ring where they figured out that if you hit a certain wall, like literally 24 times, it breaks and you can go through it. And at first I was like, how the heck do you figure that out? Like you would have had to just go around hitting every wall forever. And then I remember it's like Oh no, somebody probably just decompiled it and they were like, "What's this boolean for?" Which is cool because that's like, I think that's nifty to be able to dig into stuff like that. But it also means that you'll get people like Kojima making games like PT and thinking like, "Oh, people are gonna have to use forums and stuff to figure it out," and it's like, that would be cool, but they're probably just gonna decompile it. Will there be a PS5 version with ray tracing? Honestly, that would be fun to look into what that would mean. That would be kind of funny. Probably not, though, because the PS4 version just works on PS5, so I most likely won't go through the effort of making a separate PS5 version. Oh, Frog says that's how he found Amazing Frog. I assume by searching the word frog. Javito asks if I'm planning on making new games. Yes, I am. I have an idea that I've talked about a little bit. It's basically going to be like a 3D open world game with penguins, where you have like a battle fortress full of penguins that you. It'd be like a desert planet, and you start at the North Pole and you go to the South Pole. And like the poles are cold, but the desert's hot, so you kind of like you start somewhere cold, and you got to figure out how to like build your battle fortress to be able to withstand the heat, so you can get further and further into the desert. But it's not very far yet. It's basically just a lot of concept documents and like art tests and stuff. But I want to get started working on it full time right away, alongside the Switch update. I've like played around in 3D stuff before. Deep Fry asked if I've made any 3D stuff. I've played around in it quite a bit, but I've never made a full game in 3D, so it's going to be interesting. 3D is tricky. It's like that third dimension. Whenever you're messing around in 2D and you can't quite figure out the math for something, it makes that like exponentially harder. But luckily, there's a lot of good tools and things for dealing with 3D math and rotations and stuff like that. So hopefully, it won't be too bad. The art will be low poly 3D, really colorful, kind of blocky. Like I want the big battle fortresses to almost look like toys. I think the hardest thing is going to be figuring out how to. I want it to have like a big desert world, which means that I'm going to have to figure out how to make massive maps in Unity and have parts of them load in as you drive around, which shouldn't be too bad, I don't think, but it's one of those things where it's like, when I play Elden Ring or something like that and I look at the world, it's kind of overwhelming just how big it is. Like, getting that thought in your head of like, how did they actually make this happen? So okay, well, it sounds like Andrew's almost here. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming to the stream. This has been awesome. Thank you so much for playing and for all the kind words, and like, it really is amazing the support and like, and that we could just like start a duck game stream like this and everybody shows up and it's super chill. It really is a blessing. Thank you so much. All right, well, it's if anybody wants to come to the stream tomorrow at 10 a.m. PST, that's when it's happening. So I'll see you there. Otherwise, I guess I'll see you guys later. See ya.